form of interpretation, and this is through the writings of Elizabeth Barrett Browning and her husband Robert Browning. Please welcome Speaker Sue Waller, the Brownings from the 19th century age of the Romantic and Victoria drama era.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I have my speech prepared here. So a monodrama is talking really about one subject, and the subject is the Brownings. Elizabeth Barrett Browning and Robert Barrett Browning, and they produced one child, Robert Barrett Browning, the artist. Their work came during the 19th century, which is better known as the age of the Romantic poetry. And the last half of the century was known as the Victorian era. Elizabeth Barrett Browning was born March 1806. She died June 1861. She was 55 years old. Elizabeth Barrett Browning was best known for her poetry as the Victorian drama era. She was widely popular in England and the U.S. Robert Browning was born May 1812, died December 1889, and he was 77. Robert Browning was mostly influenced by Shelley and Byron. Robert had an intense interest in the poems of Elizabeth Barrett Browning. So therefore, they wrote back and forth, and the year they married, they exchanged over 600 letters. I've heard about people doing 600 texts a day. Their writings ripened into their love, and they married secretly in September 1846. They had that one child, Robert Barrett Browning, born March 1849. He died in Italy. The year right before World War I was 1912, and he was 63. Robert Browning was really a very moderate, successful painter. That's why he's living in Italy. I will read one Robert Browning letter to Elizabeth Barrett Browning. I will read a love poem from Elizabeth Barrett Browning to Robert Browning. And then I came across some surprising quotes from Robert Browning. Wow, in the 19th century, amazing. If these are not copyrighted, me personally, I'm going to nab them. I'm going to open a greeting card company. I will make a fortune. Robert Browning. I love your verses with all my heart, dear Miss Barrett. And this is no offhand complimentary letter that I shall write. Whatever else, no prompt matter, of course, recognition of your genius and a graceful, natural end of the thing. Since the day last week when I first read your poems, I quite laughed to remember how I have been turning and turning again in my mind what I should be able to tell you of their effect upon me. For in the first flush of delight, I thought I would get this once out of my habit of purely passive enjoyment, when I do really enjoy and thoroughly justify my admiration. As a loyal fellow craftsman, try and find fault with your work. It is good, I'm proud hereafter, but nothing comes of me trying to tell you something negative. Your living poetry of yours is not a flower of which you can take the root and press it between a book with both sides, the top and the bottom, and put it away in a book called The Flora. After all, I need not give up the thought of doing that, because even now, talking with whoever is worthy, I can give a reason for my faith in one and another excellence, the fresh, strange music, the affluent language, the exquisite pathos, and true new brave thought. But in this addressing myself to you, yourself, and for the first time, my feelings rise all together. I do as I say, love these books with all my heart, and I love you too. Do you know I was once not very far from really seeing you? Mr. Kenman said to me one morning, "Would you like to see Miss Barrett?" Then he went to announce me. Then he returned. You were too unwell, and now it is years ago, and I feel that some passage in my travels as I've been very close, so close to some world's wonder, whether it's a crypt or a chapel, only the push of a screen, I might have entered, but there was some slight. So it now seems slight and just sufficient bar to admission, and the half-open door shut. I went home by thousands of miles, and the sight was never to be. With these poems were to be, and this true thankful joy and pride for which I feel myself, yours ever faithful, Robert Browning. That was 1845. 1846 was a sonnet that Elizabeth Barrett Browning wrote to Robert. A sonnet is a form of a 14-line poem, very specific rhyme. How do I love these? How do I love thee? Sonnet 43. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach, when feeling out of sight for the ends of being in ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need, by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely, as men strive for right. I love thee purely, as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. And now some Robert Browning quotes. If Robert Browning's work is not copyrighted, Ma would like to have it copyrighted under her name. But a man's reach should exceed his grasp of what's ahead and forward. Ignorance is not innocence, but sin. God is in his heaven, all's right with the world. A minute of success pays for years of failure. My sun sets to rise again. Take away love, and our earth is a tomb. What so wild as words are? Best be yourself, imperial, plain, and true. Shun death is my advice. Truth never hurt the teller. Years after Elizabeth Barrett Browning died, Robert moved to Italy. This quote shows his feelings for his new home. Open my heart and you will see, carved inside it, Italy. These next quotes are greeting card quality. Success in marriage is more than finding the right person, it's being the right person. Love is the energy of life. Good to forgive, best to forget. I was made and meant to look for you and wait for you and become yours forever. Robert Browning.